Hi everyone, welcome back to part 8 of my TemTem playthrough. Last episode we went ahead and explored Aquamarina Cave, which was super huge and we had a lot of tamers to defeat. As we have completed almost all the items that are actually left, I believe I'll be able to go ahead and go on forward with the storyline in today's episode and see where it goes. Now I don't get to say this a lot, but if you like these episodes, please go ahead and put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it does help me a lot. I believe we stopped at Brical de Mar Temporium, and that's where we are right now. And here is my squad. As you can see, I have 4 TemTems, all of them around level 32 except Saipat, who unfortunately fainted in the earlier episode and I wasn't really able to revive it. But that's okay, I'll be able to level it up with the rest of them in today's episode. The first thing I will do is make my way back to Aerosol. After all, that is where we have our storyline. I guess I'll have to go ahead and find out the airship and see where it goes. There's also a part of the map at the bottom which is still unexplored. I believe we'll get to actually explore it today. But before anything, I made my way to the Gifted Bridge. If you remember when we went through this place, I believe in the 3rd episode, I actually skipped out this tamer right here. I'm really not sure how I missed it. Maybe it's because it's a optional one. It's pretty easy for you to kind of skip them. Either way, I did come back. I'm not doing this for the experience but for the money. Hopefully it will actually help me get my goal. Right, let's quickly go ahead and defeat this tamer. Should be pretty easy considering that this tamer has TemTems around level 8. That is pretty low. One more TemTem is left, so let me quickly go ahead and defeat it as well. Last one is Piggy Peck. Now I believe we have caught almost all the TemTems that are available in Dennis. There's still one more, but I believe you'll be only able to access it by using the climbing gear. So once I do get the climbing gear, maybe in the 3rd region, I can actually come back and explore these places. But there we go, that is all on this tamer. Let me make my way back to Arizona and go from there. I also decided to go ahead and speed up the video a bit more. But here we are. This is Audia Turi. She is the one that we are looking out for. I believe she was the one that Sophia talked about as well. Unfortunately, they do not have any space for us, but we did agree to go ahead and find a particular dojo master whom we'll have to actually find in the region all the way south of Dennis. Yep, we have to make our way all the way down here. Let me quickly go ahead and do that offline. I also believe that we would have a quest to complete, which is once more back in the Gifted Bridges. So let's make my way back here. This is on the sea salt quest. We were able to find the sea salt in the Silaro River. I believe we had a person who did give us a couple of them, and we have completed that quest right here. Going back to Brical de Mar, I'll have to go ahead and swim south of Silaro River. Let me quickly make my way over there. It also seems that we have a quest all the way at the bottom. Made my way to that house or that location right here. Let me quickly go ahead and talk to this small kid before I move on. Seems like he is just interested in hanging out with his water type TemTems. Alright. We also have an item right here. Unfortunately, I got an encounter in between. But this house is a pretty good location to keep in mind. I know I've said this one before, but you'll be able to only encounter Saipats in the grass right next to the house. And Saipats are pretty important if you want to increase the HP TV of any of your TemTems. Let me go ahead and come here to do the training. This is mostly on competitive trainings. Here we have a couple of kids who are not going to talk to us. Stranger danger, I guess. But let me talk to their mom and say that we are actually here to help her kids get some better education. After all, that is the request that I guess the kid's father actually did. That's alright. We can definitely help them. Although this quest is gonna take a lot of going back and forth in between other regions and Dennis. Right here we have the first kid who apparently likes art. Alright, I'll keep my eye out for the art teacher in the next region. The second one is more interested in studying. I guess we could introduce her to our professor, but that's not going to be anytime soon. It's alright though. And the last one right here is actually interested in working in an airship. Coincidence, but we are actually going to a ship, so I might be able to talk to the captain and see if we are able to invite this kid in. That might be pretty fun adventure for the kid as well. Of course, the mom does give us a permission to do what is needed. Either way, this is going to be a really long side quest, so definitely go ahead and gear up for this one. It's not like those smaller side quests which we could probably complete in this region itself. Coming outside, it's time for me to go ahead and finally explore the final region that we do have. Unfortunately, I forgot to put up a scent, and it seems that FOMO is just all around this water. I'm surprised about this. Either way, I decided to go ahead and run away from this battle. After all, my TemTems are pretty high in level and I really don't want them to be over leveled. I did come back to this kid, but apparently this one just wants to stay here with the water TemTems. Here we are in Turquoise. I might have mispronounced it. Probably it's pronounced as Turquoise, which is the apparent pearl of Silaro River. Here is the Temporium. I'm quickly gonna go ahead and heal up. Now, one thing I would recommend is do not heal in any other Temporium after coming here. The main reason for this is that once you make your way back to Arizona, you do get another request to come back right here. So instead of making all the way back here, you can just go ahead and use a smoke bomb and it will bring you right in front of this Temporium. That is also what I'm gonna do myself, so it's gonna be pretty easy. But here we are in Turquoise. It seems that we have our quest, I guess the lady who we're trying to bring back to the airship, right in front. But there is also a couple of other quests that we are able to complete, especially this one right here. She's actually telling us to try and find a couple of people. Alright, I guess we could do that. The one good thing in this game is that all the side quests are actually highlighted with a question mark, which makes it way more easier to identify where I'm supposed to go. If you do get a question mark, it means there is a progress for that particular quest. Just like this one here. Here we have Tihani, who is actually a dojo master in the upcoming region. And apparently she is on a tour right here. Pretty cool to see her here. She does give us her air ticket, which is helpful. It will let us go ahead and travel. But before I do anything else, let me quickly go ahead and explore this small village. Or I should probably call it a seaside town. We also have a quest right here in the finest wares. Veronica's finest wares. Apparently this is where you'll be able to trade your TemTems, which is really nice. Unfortunately, it seems that the systems are actually not up right now, so I might have to go to another region where you might have the trading center and let them know that we are actually having some issues right here in Dennis. This is actually a way of stopping us from trading our TemTem early on in the game though. Either way, this one is the dead end. Let me make my way back. This time exploring the other side, we do get A Turquoisian. If I do mispronounce any of these names, let me know in the comment section. I'm trying my best to read these weird names. Here we get another damage sticker, although I'm really not worried. I'm pretty sure we'll have a way to restore them at some point. Either way, we have another one of the quests, although I believe it's not yet opened. It probably is with this guy right here, who is super rude to us right now. I mean, he just says, mind your own business, land folk. Alright. I mean, anyway, I don't want to argue with him. Making our way through this part of the town, we have another quest right here from Jenna, who actually talks about Eris, who is the guy we just met, who was super rude to us, but we have to go back and talk to him. We also have another quest right here from Hector, who will actually only accept it if you go through a particular option. But he's talking about writing a story. I guess we could help him with that, considering that we are actually going through multiple adventures and we do have a lot. He's actually asking us to meet him in Saipan. I'm really not sure how to pronounce it. It's Saipanku. I probably butchered it, but either way. Let me make my way back to Iridus. Apparently that's the man's name. Have to go back all the way around. And here he is. Alright. I could say I'm TynamoDash, and I was talking about a ferry. Captain Paco is the newer one who was recently hired, and maybe he did a blunder. So it's time for me to go ahead and find out where his ship is. This is a side quest that you can either complete now or keep it aside, but it's fairly small and you do get a couple of good items, so I would definitely recommend completing all the short quests that are available right here in Dennis before you move on. Here is Lorenzo. This is the guy I was talking about for the sea salt quest. This is where I got the sea salt from. But going through the border here, you'll be able to see the ship now crashed at the side. This wasn't really available before. I also believe there is another NPC who is waiting on this very specific boat in Recul de Mar. So probably I'll be able to go ahead and talk to her at some point. Right now I'm just talking to the sailor as well as the captain, who are actually asking us to go ahead and send them some help. That's alright. Of course I have to actually make my way back. Let me go back and see how it goes. I'm also putting up a scent to avoid encounters in this river, considering that we are actually going a lot, back and forth. It's easier to actually have this item. There we go. I had to skip that one out. Making my way back, I'll be able to talk to him right here. And of course we found his ship and they need some rescue. He thanks us and gives us 2 revives, which is pretty helpful considering that revives are quite costlier. I might also have to make my way back to Recul de Mar. If I look at the map, there is the question mark right there. Alright, let me make my way over there. In between this, I was able to find the lost pendant. This is right next to the healing center that we have here in Silaro River. Probably it is at the top part. Let me show in the map. There we go, right next to where I was actually supposed to talk to the NPC. She's right here. Told her that the ferry is cancelled. She's pretty sad, but we do get 3 smoke bombs. Pretty helpful. Now that this is done, let me actually make my way back to my hometown. Although I really do not remember the name. Probably it starts with A. Let me make my way back there. We also have a sticker here that I just saw a minute ago. Let me see if it's still on this path. And yep, there it is. There is the sticker. Alright. I don't think we have anything at the end here. Yep, nothing. So let me make my way back. I know I'm going back and forth a lot, but I am trying to complete almost all the quests before I leave Dennis. Here is Clara, who had lost her pendant. She does give us a really good item. This is definitely recommended. Clara is right in the town where we start our game from, and you'll be able to find her lost pendant in the map right next to Brical de Mar. Let's see if the move is really good. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and add it. It's also more powerful, so I might actually add it to my moveset here. Either way, I'm not going to use Held Anger as it does need 4 turns to actually learn. Tsunami actually hits both the opponents, so it's definitely quite helpful since we have a lot of double battles in this game. In fact, I believe all the battles are double battles. The next thing for me to do is actually make my way back to Arzola, and in between this, I actually decided to go ahead and open up the sticker album. I believe we have picked up quite a few of the stickers. So I guess it's time for me to just go ahead and show off this part of the functionality. You'll be able to find the shadow for each of these TemTems and place the stickers on top of that shadow. I'm quickly going to go ahead and do this for all the stickers that I have actually received. But there we go, that was on the first one. We do get a couple of items for completing this quest. By the way, this is actually a sticker quest. You get an item for collecting 20 stickers and then 60 stickers. I believe you get a gift for completing probably 120 stickers and then 200 stickers. But of course, this is also another long side quest that I'll probably be trying to complete. Back in Arzola, we are able to go ahead and talk to the captain and actually try and convince her that there is a kid who definitely wants to work in the airship. She does also agree to that. Now at this point, you can actually go ahead and make your way out of this region, but I want to go ahead and complete that quest. Now this is where the smoke bomb is actually going to help you. So I was able to use the smoke bomb and come directly to the Slaro river right here. So that was pretty helpful. Now that this is done, let me go ahead and talk to the kid and let him know that we're able to invite him to the airship. Pretty cool. That's all on the side quests for Dennis right now. I'll make my way back to this region at some point, but I definitely want to go ahead and move on with the storyline. Either way, let me make my way back to the airship. This step definitely took me way longer, although I decided to go ahead and talk to the captain. But I would recommend going ahead and healing up your TemTems before coming here. The main reason for this is that you have a battle with your rival. Here is Max. As usual, she likes to kind of put us down. But of course, I am ready for this battle. Let's see how it goes. To be honest, I'm a bit nervous, but I think we'll be able to do more damage, especially now that I have 4 different TemTems. I started off with Saipat and Saku. These two are pretty good team and are able to really do some damage on both of the TemTems. That's pretty good. My first goal is to definitely try and bring down Leolai, as it likes to use poison moves, which is annoying. Thankfully, Saipat has a really good speed stat, so it's able to go ahead and take it down. Piraniant is up next. I think we should be able to take it down as well. But the tougher part is right here. Banshee is actually not a normal one. As you can see, it is a different typing. The TemTems in this games do have different powers based on what it is. I'm really not sure how to explain this one, but there are actually Luna and some other stuff that are actually present. Apparently, these ones are much powerful than the normal TemTems you actually find. I am really not sure how our rival got the chance to catch a Banshee like that one. I mean, that is super rare. But of course, it doesn't stop me from challenging her and trying to defeat her. I was able to switch out Saipat and bring Saku in once more and take down both of her team members in one go. There we go. Genki is definitely pulling on the weight. At this point, it seems that Saipat learned another new move, and so does Genki. Electric Storm. I'm just gonna go ahead and replace it with DC Beam. And it seems that Genki is evolving. Alright, this is a really great time. And my game crashed. Yep, that happens sometimes. This is the second time it actually happened in this playthrough. Feels like it's actually happening a lot in this playthrough than my previous one where I played offline. Thankfully, this game does save as it is on the server, so I'm really not losing anything. But here we have the first look on Gazuma, who's the evolved form of Genki, and it looks super cool. Next we have on battlefield Ori and Genki from Max. Both are electric type, and to be honest, I really don't have a TemTem that can actually deal with both of these right now. So I just have to use the neutral one. Saku is actually neutral damage on both of them, so it's the best I can actually do. Decided to go with we get hit by a turbo attack, which is pretty bad. Fortunately, Kazuma does go down right here. At least Saku did survive this turn. Ori is down, and I have to switch into Hauchik. This is pretty bad considering Hauchik is 2 times weak to electric type. I'll have to think about this one. Like I said before, the rival battles in this game is gonna be super tough and quite challenging, especially if you have only 2 to 3 TemTems like I do. I mean, if you have a full team, probably it won't be this tough. In my case, as I chose not to have a full team, I am having a bit more trouble. Thankfully, Genki knocked itself out, which is pretty helpful. We only have Saipat left, and I believe both of my team members will be able to take it down without too much of an issue. I also used Pace Surge on Hauchik, which is 2 times effective, and Saipat goes down as well. There we go. We have finally won a match against Max. Let's see what she has to say. Probably she's gonna be even more saltier. And we have Augustin here who actually helps us. Apparently Max just ran away. The good thing is we're actually making our way to the second region, which is called Narwhal. Pretty interesting name. Narwhal is pretty huge in the map as well. It not only has a main region but also a couple of sub-regions that we'll be going through. But now that we have rested, I definitely have to go ahead and rest my TemTems up. Thankfully, I do have a system here that can actually heal them. But here is Gazuma. Unfortunately, it loses the trait of Inductor and gets fast charge, which actually increases its speed if it gets hit with a electric type move. I'm pretty sure this one is helpful, although I'm really not sure if this trait is going to be that helpful as Inductor was. Either way, I think this is a really good place for me to go ahead and end out this episode. Probably I could just explore this airship before I end it out, but we do have a couple of quests that are actually available in the airship, which I think will take me more time. By the way, if you're wondering, it actually took me 1 whole hour to completely play through this part. So I've definitely gone through all of Dennis and as well as the battle. There are a couple of rooms in this airship that's actually open, but you don't really have to explore them. Unlike Pokemon games where you might be able to find items in ships, here you actually do not find any items. You could of course go ahead and talk to them just to see the funny dialogues, but that's just about it. I would recommend, if you're not interested in the storyline, just go ahead and make your way upstairs where you'll be able to go ahead and talk to the captain. The room I just visited was a kitchen. That one I will keep in mind. This one is another room that is open, but nothing here either. We do have a stairs that goes down, but before that, let me quickly talk to Astrian. He's pretty happy to be on this airship and actually gives us some money. All right. I guess we're just taking up the money in this case. I believe if you don't take the money, you do just get a TemTem from him, which once again is really not that helpful. So I just went for the money in this case as I'm trying to save up. But of course, there's one funny thing. We do meet a guy right here who's actually a stowaway. I would recommend that you guys go ahead and keep this one in mind. He is gonna come back on the later stage for the storyline, so it's pretty funny. He's just begging us not to talk to anyone about him. Even though I disagree with him, I still do not have an option to report him against the authorities. So yep, right now that's all on this guy. We also have the captain's first hand right here, One-Eyed Matthew, who is another character to keep in mind. He's pretty strong in battling and I probably think we'll go against him at some point. Making my way up, exploring the ship. It seems that we have a couple of rooms here, and once you come out of the big doors, we are on the upper deck. Right here we meet Tale, who gives us a side quest. Unluckily, she did have some injury from Slaro River, so she needs our help. She's also a writer and would love to have some kind of story. She also invited us to her house in Nanga, which is actually a village in Nawal. So I guess we'll be visiting her at some point. Well, now that I'm thinking of it, I think I'll go ahead and reach Narwhal before ending out this episode. So let me talk to Adia here. She is insisting that we help her with the navigation. Alright, I guess we could do that. I mean, they have hired someone to do the errands, but ending up, I am the one who's actually helping everyone. Talking to Kemal here, which is another one of the nicest side NPCs. He actually talks about having a huge cup of coffee before he gives us the navigation. So let me make my way back to the kitchen, which we have visited once before. It's at the end right here. Alright, I guess I have to just talk to the chef. So chef, alright, strong coffee. I really wish we would have gotten a strong coffee as an item to consume, but unfortunately not in this game. Making my way back upstairs and to the navigation room. I guess the only thing that I really hate in this game is the loading screen. Because this game is kind of in the server, it really takes some time to actually load up. But that's alright. Now that he has the intake of coffee, he actually starts talking a bit weird. But at least we do get the navigational charts. Let's go back and talk to the captain. See what else we might have to do. There we go, on the upper deck. She is right here. After giving her that, she says we are ready to disembark. Alright. Of course, we have another small cutscene of us running back to our room and a new loading screen right here. Now that we are in the second region, the loading screen for the game or the title screen is going to be a bit different, which is really nice. I actually really like this touch. I believe we had this in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and it is actually reflected in this game as well. Here we are in Nanga. It seems that the Port Authority is here and is talking about a volcano erupting. A Nak volcano. So I guess we are not actually allowed to move from here and are kind of stuck for a few days, which is fine by me. I mean, I get to explore this region and I have a couple of quests, and my main quest is here as well. I'm actually looking for a man called Raviri, who's the dojo master. Alright. I mean, I am challenging dojo masters, so I guess that is my next destination with the main quest. Let me quickly show out the map before I end out this episode. Here's the first part of the map itself. I believe this map is actually divided into 3 different parts. Here's the last part of it, which is still shrouded in mystery. It also seems that we are in Superior Omnitia. Although this town itself is called Nanga. Either way, I am pretty excited about the journey. Hope you all enjoyed this episode as much as I did. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel, as it does help me a lot. And I'll see you all in the next one. Also, just before you go, here is the new title screen, which is super nice. Anyway, that's all.